What's up guys, Dylan with Beamer Tech, and behind me is an E84 X1. This BMW is going to be getting our Alpha 1 speakers in it, and if you want the best sound possible out of your BMW, you are gonna need the Alpha 1 speakers. The subs are pumping, the mids are nice and clear, and the highs are super crisp. It took 2 years to develop these speakers, and the R&D shows the minute you turn the volume up. And you might want to also pair this with our premium audio system amplifier, which we are also installing in this car, which you've seen that in a previous video, and our wireless CarPlay and Android Auto MMI Prime in a future video. But Jarrett will be installing this in his car. That's right, Jarrett is a new member of the Beamer Tech family, and he's going to be showing you step by step on how to get these speakers in your X1 as well. And if you want to learn a bit more about him, go check out that video with the amp where he gives a bit of an introduction about himself. But for now, let's get to the installation. Here are the tools you need for the job. Beamer Tech trim tools, a ratchet with a 10mm and 8mm socket, a screwdriver with a T20, T25, T40, T50, and a Phillips bit, a 90-degree tool, an adjustable wrench, and a pick tool. Picking up yourself our new DIY Essentials kit will be a great help to this install and your future installs. Check the link in the description to get yours. Since it's best practice to disconnect the battery, we're going to start with the rear speakers. After you open the hatch, remove the cargo cover by pulling up these tabs, and then pulling the cover away. Pop the rear section out the same way. To get access to the battery, remove all of the floor coverings, any mat, the floor panel, and cargo tray. With a 10mm socket, remove the negative battery terminal and set it aside. We now have to remove the side panels. To do that, start by lowering the rear seats. Now we have to remove the rear trim. Remove the 2 T25 bolts at the bottom and the 2 T40 bolts at the top. There are a few pins holding it down, so a trim tool may help pop it off. For the side panels, remove this bolt with a T40 bit and then remove these 2 pins with a trim tool. This will be the same on both sides. Remove the storage tray and remove the light with a trim tool and by pulling the connector off. The other side will be the same, but with a 12-volt plug instead. Now start removing the panel. It's behind some weather stripping and secured by some more tabs up top, but with some persuasion it will pop out. Underneath and above is the rear speaker. Remove the 3 T20 screws holding it in place and then disconnect it and remove it. Those keen-eyed may have noticed the premium audio amplifier. We installed that before the speakers. Link in the description if you want to watch that install. Plug in the Alpha 1 A40 mid and screw that into place. Do the same with the other side and you're done. Replace the side panels. Reattach the accessories you removed from them, put the pins and bolts back, and then put the rear trim back in. We'll leave the floor panels off for now so we can reconnect the battery later. Now let's move on to the door mids and tweeters. With a Beamer Tech trim tool, remove the upper trim and handle trim to expose the T20 screws you need to remove. Yes, BMW feels the need to have 6 screws to hold the panel down. With a trim tool, begin popping off the door panel. It will be tight, but will pop off. Once free, remove the handle cable simply by pulling the cable away. disconnect the tweeter and mid cables by pulling, and finally the window switch cable with a firm pull as well. To remove the factory speaker, remove the 3 8mm nuts holding it to the panel. Remove it and place the BeamerTech A45 mid in its place. Take the supplied crossover harness and plug mid out into the mid. For the tweeter, start by popping out this A-pillar trim. There is one clip holding it down at the bottom, then start pulling back the A-pillar trim to be able to remove the foam backing piece so you can expose the tweeter. Once you can see the tweeter, pull back on the wires to keep outward pressure on the tweeter while you gently bend the clips holding it in place. Once you get one or two free, the tweeter should pop out. Snap the BeamerTech tweeter in its place, replace the foam piece, and snap the trim back into place. Start plugging everything back into the door panel. For the speakers, plug the run from the tweeter into TW out of the crossover harness and the factory BMW into in. Don't forget anything. Push the panel back on, reinsert all 6 screws, and pop the trim back into place. Do the same with the other side and you're done. Now for the subs. You might need to reconnect your battery so you could slide your seat. We'll need to remove the 2 front and 2 rear T50 bolts holding the seat down. Start with the first 2. They are easily accessible with a ratchet. The back bolts on the passenger side are where things get tricky. When you move the seat forward, you'll realize the bolts can't be reached with a ratchet. What works is a T50 bit with either a fixed wrench, adjustable wrench, or a 90-degree tool. You won't get the torque you would from a ratchet, so while it's not ideal, these methods will work. Once the bolts are out, tilt the seat back to expose the sub grille. Once all the screws are out, remove the grille to expose the factory sub. Pull back the carpeting a little to see the 4 T20 screws you have to remove. Disconnect the connector and pull the sub out. Connect the Alpha 1 sub, put the sub in the housing, screw it down, replace the grille, and put the seat back. You're done. To finish everything up, reconnect your battery if you have not done so already. Place your floor panels back down and put back whatever bolts or pins you may have left. And that is how you install BeamerTech's Alpha 1 speakers in a BMW E84 X1. Guys, it is super simple, super straightforward, and the second you turn up your volume, you are gonna wonder why you didn't do this years ago. If you wanna see more videos like this, make sure you click subscribe and don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss any of the future upcoming videos. tons of BMWs, Minis, and Super videos we have already filmed and videos that will be coming your way. And for this car, if you want to see the amp installation, it's already there, go check it out. And if you want to see the wireless CarPlay and Android Auto MMI Prime installation, well, stay tuned. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Thanks for watching.